Okay, cool. Jacob, first of all, enjoyed the film. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for creating something spooky and scary. Um, it's kind of what I live for. So, uh,
Awesome.
did you did you already have an outline for a full script when you developed uh, the short, or did you build from the short?
Yeah, I did not have an idea of the full feature when I made the short. I made the short with my best friends in a parking lot using a costume I had made. Um, and then when I made the short and when it worked and it's sort of landed with people and when studios started asking what the feature version was, I figured it out really quick. And I was able, luckily I've been a writer for many years, so I was able to sort of come up with something that I found really compelling and use the idea of this monster that needs to sort of access you through technology. And it was fun creating a world and characters around that.
Why did you choose? Because in the short, you focus just on the parking booth scene with the man. Then you transitioned the feature to a child. Why was that?
When I was figuring out what the feature was going to be, I was trying to figure out like who sort of would be the most interesting people for this creature to sort of affect. And being, somebody that, accesses you through technology, having a family that needs the technology to communicate with each other, seemed really interesting to me. And at the same time, I'd been long interested in telling a story about a young boy on the spectrum who was nonverbal, given that I have my wife works with kids on the spectrum, so I've had a window into that world for a while. And so combining those two really made a lot of sense. And at the same time, like, look, I grew up on like the early Amblin movies. Those are the movies that made me want to make films in the first place. And so that's the kind of movie I wanted to make. And so when Amblin like read my treatment and they decided they were interested in this, I mean, I couldn't have imagined a better home.
Did something inspire you to create the embodiment of social detachment and loneliness, or was this just something that popped up in your head?
Yeah, I mean, I think I long struggled with loneliness as a kid. I mean, I didn't have a ton of friends. I wasn't the popular kid by any stretch of the imagination. So I think I've long had empathy for characters that suffer with loneliness and crave friendship. Because it's something to this day I still don't totally understand how you make friends. But so I wanted to create a villain who you understood. I mean, my favorite villains, going back to like the original Frankenstein movie, like, it's a villain that we kind of care about and we can understand where they're coming from, even though they're also trying to kill you or are terrifying. And I tried to do something similar here.